Hey, Miguel Miranda, I just looked at your YouTube page and I see nothing about Renee Good or Alex Preddy or about the five officers that died on January 6th. I see nothing about that. All I see is, oh, I'm ending my life. Oh, I'm too scared. Oh, I'm just sitting behind my white privilege because you're a white supremacist who voted for an adjudicated rapist in the White House. That's what that is. I see nothing about Renee Good on your page, nothing about Alex Preddy on your page, nothing about politics on your page. But I looked at one of your streams and I saw that the people that were in your streams, the people that supports you, because to you raping children is okay, right? Right, Damien? You want bald eagles. You want little Timmy to learn from you, right? Because you want little Timmy to grow up to be a rapist just like you, right, Damien? Right? Because that's what you want, right? No, 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 no. Don't say you regret. No, 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 no. Don't show your regressions now. You didn't regret when Alex Preddy died. You didn't regret when Renee Good died. You didn't regret when you were in the voting booth and you overlooked rape and you overlooked tax fraud. So why are you regressing now? Why are you saying in your post, oh, I want to end my life, this and that? Why are you saying that? Maybe because the darkness is coming at your door? Maybe, maybe because you gave a fuck about yourself and not about other people, not about Renee Good, right? Because you're a white supremacist. That's why. You voted for a convicted felon. A 36-year-old man, by the way, voted for a convicted felon who caused an insurrection, who rapes women, who banned abortion across every country, who tore the fetuses of black women, who literally ordered the execution of 5 black men. Damien, you're not just a pedophile. You're also a white supremacist. So you got 2 things to worry about. You being a white supremacist and you being a pedophile. Because you literally raped women. You went out of your way to call yourself, ooh, I'm Dark Wolf Gamer 90, I own the lips, because I'd rather live in my white privilege because you want to live in your privilege. You use everything as an excuse. You use your kidney failure as an excuse. You use your freaking coronavirus mask as a fucking excuse to not even to fucking deserve an ass whooping. Because why? Because you're scared. You're scared of a predator poacher coming at your door to beat your ass. I said this on my last live stream. That if Damien was to ever come back, I was literally gonna tell him, yo, come to where I'm at so you could get this ass whooping as a man. But he never came because he's a bitch. And that's what Donald Trump is. He's a bitch because he doesn't know about accountability. See, I'm white, but I voted for the right president, which is Kamala Harris. Because why? Because I rather love my neighbor as myself, not love myself as my neighbor. I rather love the people. I rather love Renee Good as my neighbor. I rather love Alex Preddy as my neighbor. I rather love Breonna Taylor, a black woman, as my neighbor. Because why? Here's the difference, Damien. I give a damn. You don't. You don't give a damn about the minors that ended their lives because of you. Don't you regret now? Don't say you regret now. Don't say all that talk about regression. Don't talk about that on your stream. Talk about how you failed to talk about Renee Good on your streams. Talk about how you're gonna tell your daughter why Trump owes $8 trillion to a 13-year-old for raping her. Go ahead. I dare you. When you have children one day, I dare you to tell them why Trump owes $8 trillion to a fucking 13-year-old? Tell them why. But I bet you wouldn't, because you are too scared to be uncomfortable. See, me, I rather be uncomfortable and expose the darkness physically. Not sitting behind a computer, not doing no research, none of that shit. Yesterday, I had to deal with a fucking child predator myself. And you know what I did? I beat his ass till he was fucking dead or unconscious. Because I give a damn. And another incident where a person was on my stream and he was saying, oh, all this and that. But when I posted a Yuji Itadori cosplayer giving belt to ass to these child predators, he got triggered because that was not his version of being a vigilante. Because he thought that his version of being a vigilante means having documents, means having decoys and fake accounts and all that other stuff. If you want to lower the cases of rape, beat them up. That is the whole purpose of Mark chapter 9, verse 42. Beat them up. That is basically what Jesus is saying. Beat these pedophiles up. When a YouTuber that sits behind a camera, does the research, has this big brain like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory, and the big glasses and all that other shit, that's the hero of the internet because they don't want to get their hands dirty. But when a Yuji Itadori cosplayer gives belt to ass to these child predators, that is a bridge too far because that is not how their version of being a vigilante works. They are triggered because of a cosplayer giving belt to ass. It is that simple. So Damien, Miguel Miranda, don't talk about how you regressing now, saying that you regret, dating minors. No. Tell them how in your stream you failed to protect Renee Good. Tell them how. Because you don't give a damn. You acting like you give a damn about these minors. No, the fuck you don't. You're a white supremacist. You're a fascist. And you're a pedophile who voted for an adjudicated rapist that rapes women, that caused an insurrection, that literally led to the death of 5 officers while 4 of them committed suicide because of their PTSD. You voted for a fucking convicted felon. Don't act like you didn't vote for him. You did, through your silence. And that's why we're here. This country would rather have illegal action than rather public action. This country would rather have more guns than people beating up child molesters. That's why we're here. It is the same cycle as David Kaepernick. As soon as a Yuji Itadori cosplayer takes vigilantism into his own hands, they call him out as a son of a bitch because that's not how their version of being a predator catcher works. It's sad. It is repugnant, which means miserable. These people would rather do it the legal way than rather do it the physical way. Me, I would rather do it the physical way. Ain't no 24-hour conversations with no fucking decoys and all that shit. The fuck? That just makes you look bad. Especially when you're doing the alt account making. Like the fuck? 77 million people, including 80% of these fake predator catchers, were not only triggered by a black man in the White House, but also triggered of a Yuji Itadori cosplayer taking vigilante into a whole new perspective. So they went back to what they knew, being complicit to their silence. That's just that's an irrefutable fact. It is a irrefutable fact. These people were triggered by a white minority uprising, so they went back to what they knew. They were triggered by a Yuji Itadori cosplayer giving belt to ass, so they went back to what they knew. They'd rather spend their time yapping behind a camera instead of doing something that actually means saving a child, which is to go outside and beat the ever-living shit out of fucking predators. So Damien, don't act like you care about these minors when you know you don't. You never cared about Renee Good. You never cared about Alex Preddy. You never cared about Breonna Taylor, a black woman, so why are you caring now? Why are you out there saying in your posts, oh, I'm gonna end my life. Oh, I have nobody. I have no friends, because you don't give a fuck. You just want one thing and one thing only. You just want to be the white victim. So I'll leave you with this, Miguel Miranda. First they came for the immigrants, but I wasn't an immigrant, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the Somalians, but I wasn't a Somalian, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the black people, but I wasn't black, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the Twitter users, but I'm not a Twitter user, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for me, because there was no one left to help me, so they stoned me to death. Don't start regressing now. Don't make another live stream talk about I'm gonna end my life because no one wants to be friends with me. No one wants to be friends with a white fascist pedophile that voted for a convicted felon. That voted for an adjudicated rapist that rapes women. That caused an insurrection. That literally bombed a girls' school filled with 187 children from ages 7 to 11. You want to be the white victim, Damien. And you are a victim in this. Your complicity is the reason why Donald Trump won the election. Your silence is the reason why you made those minors commit suicide. You made them commit suicide. You made them fall off a cliff. You made them go out of their way to not even think about living anymore because you wanted to be the white victim. You wanted to play the victim card and act like people get sympathy from you. No, the fuck they do not. They don't have sympathy for you, Damien. A pedophile would rather be put up in the guillotine than rather be put up for public display at a museum with his neck chopped off. That is how much hate Jesus has for pedophiles. He is basically saying in normal context, if anyone rapes my children, because mind you, we are all in the image of God, if anyone rapes my children, beat them up. Plain and simple. It is literally the context. So, until someone has this damn conversation, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. And it's the reason why nobody watches my stream. Because I speak the truth. Because I actually give a damn. And I'm actually doing something that is beneficial to the people, not to the country itself. Because I love my neighbors as myself. For I was born out of the bondage of Egypt. No, Miguel Miranda. Don't delete your channel. Make a live stream. Tell them the real reason why you voted for an adjudicated rapist in the White House. Tell them why. Tell them why. I want every single person that watches his stream, I want you to tell them the reason why you voted for an adjudicated rapist. I want you to tell them. Tell them why you did not talk about Renee Good on your page. Tell them why you did not talk about Alex Preddy in your page. Tell them why you did not want your fan base to look upset. Tell them why. Because you yourself is a pedophile that voted for a racist podcaster and a pedophile to boot. You, Damien, are what's wrong with this country. I'm just putting that out there. You, Miguel Miranda, is what's wrong with this country. Because you and 76 million people would rather listen to the voices of your enemies than rather listen to the voices of your friends. Michelle Obama even said that if you think the darkness is not coming at your door, you are sadly mistaken. 2016, you went to God and asked God for an earthly king. God told you no because he knew that something bad was about to happen. 2020, Damien, you went to God, asked God for an earthly king because mind you, you wanted to thrive under a white man, not under a black woman, right? So you went to God and asked God for an earthly king, and God said no because he knew what was going to happen. Then one final time in 2024, Damien, you used your kidney failure as an excuse to go to the voting booth and voted for a convicted felon over an actual president that gives a fuck about the people, not about the country. And now look where you're at. No SNAP benefits, gas prices going up, and you're just sitting behind your computer, yapping, and all that other shit because you'd rather stay behind in your white privilege. I hear from you every time. Oh, Donald Trump run for the... No, the fuck he did not run on the economy. Shut the fuck up about the economy. It is about white supremacy. Donald Trump ran on Hitler and white supremacy. He ran like he ran for Hitler and he ran for Benito Mussolini, or whatever his name is. So shut the fuck up, Damien. Talk about some you regret what you did. Damien, don't start acting like you regret. When you stand before God, Damien, I want you to say to God through your own mouth that you cared about Eugene Carroll. I want you to say to God that you cared about, Alex Preddy and Renee Good. Then God is going to point to you all the 14 million kids that went to school hungry, all the 187 schoolgirls that were bombed in Iran, and he's going to say to you, okay, you cared about them, but what about these? In as so much as you did not do to the least of these, you did not do to me. And these will go into everlasting fire where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Jesus' words were clear. When he was speaking in parables, his words were clear. You saw me as a homeless man, did not invite me in. You saw me as somebody that was starving. You left me to rot. You saw me as someone who was thirsty. Gave me no water to drink. You could go right with the goats. You did not see Renee Good when she was getting shot by an ICE officer. So you didn't care. You didn't see Alex Preddy getting shot by an ICE officer. So you didn't care. You didn't see Breonna Taylor, a black woman, by the way, that was shot by a white police officer. So you didn't care. Stop saying that you care when you couldn't even care about George Floyd getting his stick on his neck by a white police officer. So shut the fuck up about your regression because it's bullshit. Your regression is bullshit. Oh, I'm ending my life because nobody loves me. The reason why nobody loves you is because you're a white supremacist, Damien. You also supported the white racist podcaster Charlie Kirk, who, mind you, said that dead Americans were worth the cost of the Second Amendment. So don't act like you're regressing when you didn't even regress shit when Renee Good died or Alex Preddy died. You, Miguel Miranda, aka Damien, do not give a fuck about these people's lives. You cared about your own. See, there's a difference between you and I, Damien. I actually follow God because I actually give a damn about these people. I actually care. But here's another difference, Damien. You don't care. Because, mind you, there's a difference between you and I. You say that there is one God, Damien. Good. Satan believes in God. It's true. If you say that you yourself is a Christian, right? Then that means Satan himself is a Christian. That means Satan himself believes in God. That means Satan himself is Jesus, right? That's what you think, Damien, right? That's what you think. That's what you think. So when you stand before God, Damien, I want you to lie through your teeth and say that you cared about the 14 million kids that went to school hungry. I want you to lie through your damn teeth and say that you cared about Alex Preddy when you didn't even post shit. Not even about their deaths. Not even about what happened to them. In as so much as you did not do, mind you, did not do to the least of these, you did not do it to me. So, Damien, Judgment Day is going to be a field day for you. Because why? Because in as so much as you not talked about Alex Preddy or Renee Good, you did not talk about me. That's what God is going to say to you. Mind you, I don't have the authority to know what God is going to say, but I can feel it. That's what she's going to say to you. In as so much as you not talked about Alex Preddy or Renee Good in my name, you also did not talk about me. You can go right with the goats, with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump and the Tammy Faye Bakers. You can stay right there. That's an irrefutable fact. That's what this is. That's what this is. It literally says it in scripture. It literally says it. For the king himself will divide his sheep as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. And he will set his sheep on his left hand, the hand of happiness, on his right hand, the hand of happiness, and the goats on the left, the hand of disappointment. And he will say to those on his left hand, those that actually gave a fuck about Renee Good, those that actually talked about it on their pages, those that actually cared about it on their pages, well done, my faithful servant. Come inherit the kingdom which was laid before you before the foundation of the world. And the righteous will say to the king, when have we seen you hungry? No, and the king will say to those, come inherit the kingdom bestowed by my Father before the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, you saw me rotting, you gave me food. I was thirsty, you saw me dehydrate, so you gave me something to drink. You saw me as a homeless man, and I was outside in the cold, so you invited me in. You saw me naked with no clothes to wear, by the way, but you came along and clothed me. You saw me in prison, and you came to visit me. You saw me sick, and you came to visit me. Then the king will say to those like you, and to those like you, to those like Donald Trump and the Tammy Faye Bakers, he will say unto them, depart from me, ye cursed of iniquity, into everlasting fire. For you saw me hungry, you left me to starve. You saw me thirsty, you left me to dehydrate. You saw me with no clothes, yet did not give me any clothes. You saw me as a homeless man and was outside in the cold, and you left me frozen. And I know you, and I know the Tammy Faye Bakers, the Candace Owens, and many others, they're going to say, wait, when did we see you do this? And he's going to say to them, In as so much as you did not do to the least of these, you did not do it to me. So you did not talk about Alex Preddy. So you did not talk about the 14 million kids that go to school hungry. So you didn't talk about them on your pages. So that means you didn't talk about me. You could go right with the goats and with Jeffrey Epstein, because you are a ravenous wolves in sheep clothing. That's what this is. This is why we are here. A Yuji Itadori cosplayer beating the ever-living shit out of a child molester at an anime convention was just a bridge too far for these fake predator catchers, because they think that doing it the legal way was better than doing it the physical way. They got mad when a Yuji Itadori cosplayer does what their job was supposed to be: predator poaching. That's why we're here, people. That's why we're here. Donald Trump did not run on the economy. He ran on white supremacy. He ran on Hitler. If I was the president of the United States, planetary background checks for every single person. Doesn't matter if it's a dog, cat, I don't care. Planetary background checks. Waiting periods. You know, actually talk about gun reform. I don't see you talking about that on your page, Damien. Talking about gun reform. What is the cause of death in school shootings? No. Don't act like you know. What is the cause of... Don't look it up, because if you look it up, you're a dumbass. You're retarded. What is the cause of death of school shootings? That's right. Gun violence. What percentage of what demographic performs gun violence? Predominantly 96% of white men. Which demographic voted for the adjudicated rapist in the White House? White men. Which demographic literally got triggered because of a mayor in New York City was not of their color? Of course, white. White men. You see a trend? I surely do. You, Damien, are what's wrong with this country. Mind you, I'm white, but I'd rather thrive under a black woman than rather thrive on a white supremacist. You don't give two shits if your house was redlined. You don't give two shits if your SNAP benefits was taken away. You only care because the white supremacist in the White House is using your tax dollars to put up a UFC fight that's going to happen on June 14th. And you're like, oh my gosh, what a smart man Trump is. Oh my gosh. No, he's not. He makes stupid look smart. He's a different kind of stupid. The kind of stupid that makes smart people look smarter. That is why we're here. So all your posts about, oh, I want to end my life, is you being the white victim. You want to end your life because you don't want people to be friends with you. No. The reason why you want to end your life, Damien, is because you think that nobody can literally be with you because you are a white fascist. You, Damien, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it one final time. The reason why no one wants to be friends with you is because you yourself went to the voting booth along with 77 million people and voted for a white fascist president in the White House because of him running on Hitler. You thought that raping children was okay, so you voted for him. You thought that committing tax fraud was okay, so you voted for him. You thought that January 6th was okay, so you voted for him. You thought that white people lynching black people on trees was okay, so you voted for him. Stop with the shit. Stop with the suicidal card. That's why we're here also. Because of people saying that they don't want to end their lives because they don't want to hold themselves accountable. You voted for a rocky bed that was not warm to the touch, that was not comfy to sleep in, but rather comfortable in your silence. It's that simple. I rather thrive under a black woman than rather thrive under a white supremacist. Because why? Because unlike you, Miguel Miranda, I give a damn about these people. I give a damn about Alex Preddy as if he was my father that I never knew. I give a damn about Renee Good as if she was my mother that I never knew. I give a damn about Breonna Taylor, a black woman, as if she was my music teacher that I never knew. You, Damien, you only cared about white supremacy. That's it. You cared about white supremacy. That's just it. You cared about white supremacy. Again. So, Damien, when you stand before God, and when God asks you, mind you, I don't have the authority to know what he's going to ask, but when he asks you, where were you when Alex Preddy was alive? Don't say that, oh, I did talk about Alex Preddy. Don't say that. Tell him the truth. Tell him the real reason why you did not post about Alex Preddy on your page. Tell him the real reason why you did not post about Renee Good on your page. Tell him the reason why you did not post about the 14 million kids that went to school hungry without their SNAP benefits. Tell him the exact reason why. Because you didn't give a damn. So, again, in as so much as you did not talk about Renee Good or Alex Preddy or Breonna Taylor in my name, you never talked about me. So you went back to what you knew, the plantation owner. The righteous will be into the kingdom. The wicked will be into the kingdom of darkness. The righteous would actually care about Renee Good. The righteous would actually give a damn about the January 6th and everything else. Why? Because the righteous loves their neighbors as themselves. You are not Christian, Damien. And I saw on your live stream when someone says Jesus loves you. Jesus doesn't love you. He hates you. Mark chapter 9 verse 42. For whosoever defiles these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a great millstone were hung about their necks and was casted into the sea. Basically, in context, for whosoever rapes my children, beat them up. Jesus does not love you. You are a pedophile. You rape children, just like the man you voted for rapes children. So, Damien, I'm going to see you there on Judgment Day. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be taken up to the rapture before I get to see you there. Because, unlike you, I rather spend my eternity giving a damn about other people and about their lives than rather spending my eternity giving a damn about my own. Hey, I lost friends before. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten this, I've gotten that. I've gotten all this stuff. But you know what? I'd rather give a damn about Alex Preddy and Renee Good on my page because I'd rather talk about it. I'd rather speak about it. I'd rather be patriotic about it. You just want to be the white victim. That's just it. You were bought into the American and exceptional lie that is, we just want people here legally. You were bought into that lie. Yeah, law and order, law and order, law and order my ass. Oh, we need more police officers that can serve and protect. Serve and protect what? A literal police officer dragged a fucking veteran of the United States Marine out of the fucking Congress room when he was shouting, "Nobody needs to stand up for Israel." Serve and protect my ass. That's why we're here. And until somebody has this fucking conversation, ain't nothing gonna fucking change. So Miguel Miranda, stop posting. Deadass. Stop posting. Stop going on live streams. Stop acting like you care because you don't. Stop acting like you gave a fuck about Alex Pretty because there was none of that shit on your fucking page. None of that shit. There was nothing about ICE. There was nothing about fucking Jonathan Ross killing Renee Good on your page. So shut the fuck up about you caring because you don't. You don't love your neighbor. You love yourself. Have the day you voted for, you fascist pedophile.